Special edition fatigue in the sci-fi/fantasy space. Save special books for something you absolutely love. As long as normal books still get released, I don't care how many special editions get released. I like them, partly for a selfish reason. Special editions generate work for artists, and I'm an artist. But in general, I love books as art objects as well as for the stories within. The interior illustrations in some YA books I read as a teenager are a large part of what made me want to become an illustrator. I like being able to buy a pretty version of something I was planning to get anyway, and that's about all the thought I put into it. Authors do not make a lot of money. If they can sell the same thing 2 or 3 times, and thus have more time to write, and less time to stress about getting insurance, I am all for it. I want authors to be rewarded in any way they can figure it out. Anything to keep the hobby alive at this point. The amount of people reading books has dropped so much that this is how they keep the lights on. Same thing in the comic industry with blind bags and variant covers. It's a crash grab, and it's great they are available. The two things are not always mutually exclusive. There are normal editions by default. Get the book you want, and let others get the one they want. They are essentially merch. I don't have any trouble ignoring them. If they raise some money to keep the author authoring, then they're fine by me. I agree to an extent. What I don't understand is the special edition of new releases that are from debut authors. Half of these books are not great, and I feel like you should have to earn a special edition IMO. It feels like more publishing money spent on pretty dresses and less on the quality contained within. As long as regular edition are still being made, I don't care. And I do enjoy buying a Folio Society edition once in a while, for books I really care about. I don't buy special editions and I honestly don't care about them, as in, I'm utterly indifferent to their existence. They don't affect me. I don't buy them and have no interest in them. I'm glad they exist, so that the people who want to own them can. Special editions sell and generate extra money for author and publisher, especially when self-published. You may not like them, but they're enabling our favorite authors to make a living, so I'd suggest averting your eyes because they're not going anywhere. Definitely see your point, but for me, everything I read anymore is on Audible. So the very rare times I buy a physical book, it's because I really love it, and so I'll try to buy a special edition if possible for my bookshelf. I'm of the generation that bought crappy little science fiction paperbacks off newsstand racks for maybe $1.25 each. And the cover art was always ugly. Usually, I'm not interested in special editions, but I did drool over the mushroom covers on one of the releases of Jeff Vandermeer's Ambergris series. I love the color, I love the composition, and I goddamn love the mushrooms. But I didn't buy them. Maybe I'll regret it. I don't know. Special editions are nice. This seems more like a critique of your local bookstore than anything else, to be honest. That said, I see what you're saying. It can feel like constant cash grabs. On the flip side, it can help finically support the authors we love. Overall, the bits that we love aren't going anywhere. Maybe buried a little under the book talk hype, but like any fad, it's just a fad, so chill out and ride the wave. Edit. Fixed a typo. And, yeah, can I get a fancy edition of Sabriel, etc.? Nope, sad face. Well, I have less time to read now, but also more money than when I was younger. So I read and buy less books, so I am okay with the fact that the couple books I buy now are hardcovers and deluxe edition. I'm happy with my ebooks and honestly couldn't care any less. Didn't notice any change really. I'm not really in the demo special edition market anyway. The demo being people who buy special edition books. You're going to need to learn to ignore it, OP. I mean, you can clearly see that on Book Talk in particular, reading and collecting are two separate hobbies, which in hindsight makes me understand why an easy cash grab is going to be heavily utilized. Ebooks and audiobooks all the way for me, so thankfully no FOMO or interest from my side. Whales support the rest of us. I'm never gonna pony up $100 for a special edition, but someone will, and that money helps more books get made, so you don't really have a problem with it. No offense, but who gives a shit about Book Talk? The special editions have no impact on really anything other than providing people who want something nice for themselves. My husband bought me The Way of Kings Leatherbound because it's a book with deep personal importance to me, and I'm quite happy to have such a pretty copy. But I haven't felt the urge to seek out special editions of anything else. I was impressed to see that Sarah J. Maas apparently has so much industry dominance that my local Barnes & Noble had a table of her books in an edition that did not say the title or author on the cover. You were just supposed to know. Doesn't affect me at all since I read primarily on an e-reader, and the only physical books I buy are used. I agree. BNN just released a paperback special edition of The Princess Bride. I figured I'd get it since I have a basic copy and figured this would be nicer. First 100 pages are forewords that the author made for other special editions, so it's just rabblings. The print is very machine running out of ink. Then the side painted edges look cool at first, but the more you look at it the more it just seems mass-produced. I know that's normal and like duh, but it just feels so disappointing as a whole.